Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Crow, and I wanted to talk to you all about this situation that's been happening with Steven Crowder and his attempts at getting a contract with one of these bigger conservative kind of like media outlet spaces, kind of like The Blaze or DailyWire. And what happened is Steven Crowder was given a contract. Now the contract had some admittedly very dodgy terms in it, but we weren't shown the full contract. I admit when I saw it, I didn't like it, but I kind of understood the reasoning behind some of it, specifically because at the end of the day, Daily Wire, for instance, definitely has some pull with YouTube, and because otherwise their videos would get taken down all the time, right? Like especially the Matt Walsh stuff would get taken down all the time. And it turns out that the contract that Crowder was talking about came from the Daily Wire. Now, there was a response put out by the owner of Daily Wire after Crowder put his video out. Now, in Crowder's video, he doesn't name the company. And finding out that it's Daily Wire is a little bit surprising because Crowder is apparently friends with not only the owner there, but also like him and Shapiro have known each other for a very long time. He's gone on to talk to most of the people that are bigger names on that network. So I gotta say it's kind of surprising, but also if I'm going to give an honest take on this, I think Steven Crowder completely burned a bunch of bridges that he should not have burned here. Let me play. This is the 1-minute clip he uploaded to Twitter, and then I'll give you a little bit more about the conversation here.
Big tech is in bed with Big Con. The people you thought, the people I thought were fighting for you, a lot of it has been a Big Con. Now, I'm specifically avoiding naming names or going after individuals in this video because I genuinely hope that those I'm addressing, and you know who you are, have a change of heart. Don't sign these contracts. I now know what you are signing out there. I have the luxury of not having to. Let me go through this. If any of the major platforms issues a content strike such that Crowder cannot be monetized on such platform, the fee will be reduced by 25%. And then another 20% of it happens on Apple. And then another 10% of it happens on Facebook. And then another 10% of it happens on Spotify. And then if you get a strike, meaning a suspension, another 20%. Just to drive it home. You get hit by a car, you have a sick day, you could lose $100,000 a day. This is what's sent out to everybody.
Well, so there you have it. And look, I don't like those terms at all. There were some other things that I saw when he did his episode about it. But I kind of also somewhat understand because at the end of the day, yes, there is an actual weight being put down on conservative content creators, especially on YouTube. Because, I mean, YouTube is very, 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 very far left-wing in how they moderate their content. So I can understand why, Daily Wire wouldn't want to, bring somebody on, offer them a big pot of money, and then in a week, they say something and it gets them completely ousted everywhere, and then you're still in a contract. But also, I do think it's a little shameful because most of these conservative outlets always talk about how bad the YouTube censorship is, and then in their contracts, they financially penalize you if YouTube goes after you, or if Spotify goes after you, or if you get a strike, right? This is where I think Crowder completely fucks it up. He's friends with all of these people at Daily Wire, and according to the owner, he says that Crowder didn't even talk to them before going on to do this video. He says that, Crowder's already been demonetized on YouTube. So that was something that they could have just taken out of the contract for him in like a second draft. This was a first draft. The first draft was meant for Crowder to negotiate on, and instead he ran to YouTube and he ran to Twitter to upload a video exposing Big Con. Now, I think it is funny that he calls it Big Con because, it sounds like a giant con. But at the same time, I don't think that he's correct on this one. I do think if you're shown that contract by the Blaze TV or by Daily Wire, you're a conservative content creator, and you see that, I can immediately understand why you would be upset. Because I saw it and I was kind of like, wow, so you guys don't actually believe in any of the things you're talking about. I thought about it for a little bit longer. I understand you have to play the cards you're dealt. But the idea, the very notion that Crowder could not just speak to these people behind the scenes that are his friends. Man, this is like, this is honestly, it's a little silly, and it's kind of childish to run and tell everybody about the contract, the first draft of a contract that you should supposedly be negotiating on. I agree. I do. If you make right-wing content, or if you make left-wing content, right? Like, let's say super MAGA versus super progressive, and the super progressive people, they sign up with the left-wing outlet, and then they're told, hey, by the way, we're going to cut your money if you do this, or this. And like, people on the left are probably going to be okay with that because they censor themselves already. People on the right aren't going to be, because a lot of their complaints relate to censorship on social media. So I 100% understand why Crowder is upset by it. I 100% understand why Daily Wire has that in their contract. However, Crowder is an adult. He should at least try talking to these people and seeing it, are you willing to remove these? Or is this, a way of negotiating the contract? I feel like, again, and this is just going off the conversations that Crowder had on his show, and this video, it's like an hour long by Daily Wire, and I've only gotten through about half of it and seen a couple of clips on Twitter. But again, if I had to say who I think is in the wrong here, I 100% feel that it is Steven Crowder. Now, this is one of the things that he showed, and let me just read through this. Merch rights. Blank will maintain the exclusive right to create and sell Crowder and Crowder content branded merchandise. All remuneration of the blank and exploitation of these rights is included in the fee. Email list. Blank will maintain the exclusive right to manage, grow, and monetize all Crowder email lists during the term. All remuneration for the exploitation of these rights is included in the fee. And then social media management. Blank will have the exclusive rights to manage, curate, and monetize Crowder's official Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. Excluding Crowder's existing personal Twitter and Instagram accounts during the term. Additionally, Blank will have the perpetual exclusive rights to create, own, manage, curate, and monetize any and all social media accounts on any social media or similar platform as determined by Blank on the Crowder content or shows. This is another thing. Basically, and this is something that Steven Crowder kind of just has to suck up and get over. If you're going to be a content creator and you're going to sign up, like when Vaush joins TYT. Okay, I'm sure TYT said, hey, well, maybe not, because TYT is just such a shit show. But I mean, that's probably not a good comparison. I apologize. But like, if you sign up to go work for a company, okay, and you're going to be a content creator for that company, and that company is going to platform you, that company is going to basically say, hey, we're the ones who are going to manage the merchandise. Hey, we're the ones who are going to manage the email list, because that is probably like one of the most important things to that company. And also, hey, we'll be running and monetizing and have exclusive rights to the official Crowder, Facebook, YouTube, Apple, because again, he's part of Daily Wire, so Daily Wire owns it. That makes sense to me. I get why he doesn't like it, but for anyone who's been involved in something like this, I'm sure these seem like more than reasonable terms, because again, Crowder is the one who is trying to sign up and work for Daily Wire. Now, there was one thing that I thought was really screwed up, and I think it's more of an attempt at ensuring that Steven Crowder doesn't just take some money from the company and then bail. but when you read it out, it's something, and I don't have it pulled up right now, so I apologize. But it's something like, hey, if you leave this company, you are not allowed to upload content for like a year or something. That's a non-compete. And again, if he negotiates and these are his friends, I'm sure that they would have made like some sort of exception for him. Now, Crowder's whole thing is saying, but it's not just about me. It's about all of these new talents that, you know, they're being suppressed. They're being self-censored by these companies. I get that argument. I do. But at the exact same time, I think the way Steven Crowder went about it is really just, it's a bunch of hits way below the belt. And I appreciate that he didn't actually name DailyWire when he went out and did this. But at the exact same time, most people, from what I saw on Twitter, were either speculating it was the Blaze TV network or it was Daily Wire. And again, we've seen both of these companies censor their own content. I remember on the Blaze TV, they refused to let their content creators go into this situation with Jack Murphy after Jack Murphy attacked one of their hosts. Then you had with Daily Wire, there's been actually, there's been a few more than I can probably pull off the top of my head. But look, these are big companies and they don't want their entire network shut down based on one content creator. Although the Blaze TV thing was absolutely because Jack Murphy is a friend of the owner, and that was about it. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section. This was an interesting thing to talk about. I do think Crowder is in the wrong here, mostly because he's friends with all of these people at Daily Wire. He should have just talked to them. He should have negotiated. He shouldn't have taken the first draft contract, run straight to social media, and start blasting out about how Big Con is out there. I mean, Daily Wire offered this guy $50 million, right? Clearly, they were not trying to hose him or screw him. They offered him $50 million. And all he had to do was say, hey, these things in the contract, I don't want them in here. And if you're a massive content creator like Crowder, they would make that exception, because I'm sure they've made that exception for their other content creators like Matt Walsh and everything. But if you're brand new and you're just starting, I expect them to have much harsher terms. That's just kind of how it works. But you guys, tell me what you think. I get both sides of this one, but I just really feel Crowder fucked up.